piece of shit Chris Albert is here giving a hard time. Hey Chris, how you doing? 4KDY21. See that? Coming over here, harassing the people who are going to do stand up with Sandra Birchmore. Did he say we have to move?
Just make sure you're not on the grass.
Oh, okay. Still a piece of shit.
You guys don't come across the street Sunday. He goes, I don't make this. I don't make this. It was me. I go, that's all. Since I'm tired. I'm not playing with you. I'm playing with you.
Did for a couple of weeks.
Yeah. The scales cost me. Listen, it makes a whole.
Hello. So I'm here in Canton, Massachusetts, doing the Standout for Sandra Birchmore. I'm going to be changing the camera view so that everybody can see all the people here at the Standout. I'm going to be posting other stuff too, because when we first arrived here, Chris Albert, brother of Brian Albert, came over and gave us a hard time. I caught that on my phone, so I'll be posting that later on. This is Canton, Massachusetts. Stand out for Sandra Birchmore. Sandra and baby Birchmore. All the people who showed up for support of Sandra and baby Birchmore on this 4-year anniversary of when Matthew Farwell killed her and made it look like a self-unaliving. Shortly after he left her apartment, he drove to the hospital where his wife was being induced. Sandra was pregnant with his baby. This is Massachusetts. We're in Canton, Massachusetts. Sandra Birchmore, Karen Reed, just en route. The victims of Canton, Massachusetts. We're here at the Canton Police Department. Live in Canton, Mass. Stand out for Sandra and baby Birchmore. Sandra was... Hi. Oh, see you. As I see you, Jen. That's Jen. That's a sister of Just en route. His 5-year anniversary is coming up on February 7th. I'll be joining that Standout on Friday the 7th. So on February 1st, 2021, there was a bad snowstorm. Schools got out early. Sandra was working at a school. She texted Matthew Farwell, former Stoughton police officer, to let him know that her school let out. She had a half day and she was heading home. She had made appointments with her obstetrician. She had made calls to schedule new baby photos for when her baby was due to be born in September. She had ordered a bunch of things online, a stroller, a car seat, baby clothes. She started doing laundry. She had a load of clothes in the washing machine and a load in the dryer. And then Matthew Farwell left the hospital where his wife was being induced to give labor to their 3rd child, drove to Sandra's apartment in Canton, Massachusetts, strangled her, and then staged it to look like she did it to herself. this past August, he was finally indicted by the Department of Justice. He was picked up in Revere, Massachusetts at the Squire Road Mall and was arrested. He has been incarcerated ever since. He has had a hearing scheduled for February 4th, which would be the 4-year anniversary of the date they found Sandra. But due to scheduling conflicts, they actually just rescheduled that for February 10th, Matthew Farwell's hearing. I also took a drive by 34 Fairview Road. I got some footage of that, and when we first arrived, Chris Albert came through to harass us a bit. I got that recorded also on my phone, and I'm going to be uploading all of this later. People can check out me on TikTok, Voices for Justice Danielle, or on my YouTube channel, Voices for Justice with Danielle. We got some familiar faces here in the crowd, protesters. Familiar faces from the different Karen Reed standouts, Sandra Birchmore, and just en route. Oh, you want to read their signs? Okay, I can come up here to the front and show you the signs. How many more Sandras are there? Justice. They got a picture of John O'Keefe, Enrique Delgado Garcia, Karen Reed, and Sandra Birchmore. Justice for Sandra. Justice for Sandra Birchmore. Me? Oh, yeah. I got the... Can we see a sign? Resistance? Oh, he doesn't hear me. Okay. I'm going to walk just on the edge here to get... people want to see the signs. Justice for the victims. They can't investigate themselves. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Justice for Sandra Birchmore, and you guys can scan the QR code. And then the sign I made for coming, Justice for Sandra and baby Birchmore. There's a rock frozen, stuck to my pant leg. I don't know if you can see that. It's a frozen rock stuck to me now. I can't get that off. There we go. I just got it off. Oh, those flags, they're not on the ground. They're like sticking up out of the ground. It's on the ground. Oh, well, there might be one over there, but it's, all of our hands are full.
The legal advisor. Brian up. So I'll buy it.
Why is there a protest? So today is February 1st. It's the 1-year anniversary of... Oh, sorry, not the 1-year anniversary. The 4-year anniversary of the day Matthew Farwell killed Sandra and her unborn baby and made it look like a self-unaliving. For Sandra and baby Birchmore. You guys can look it up. There's a Justice for Sandra page on Facebook. There's a couple of them. She lived in Canton, Massachusetts. Canton, Massachusetts has been in the news, most notably anyways, for the Karen Reed case. Karen Reed and John O'Keefe. But we got people here holding up signs. Enrique Delgado Garcia, Karen Reed, John O'Keefe, just en route, and Sandra and baby Birchmore, because these are all related cases. Yes, she was about, oh gosh, now I can't remember if it was 3, 4, or 5, I think it was like 3 or 4 months pregnant. 23-year-old Sandra Birchmore had joined the Police Explorer program when she was 12 or 13 years old. She met Matthew and his twin brother William Farwell in the Police Explorers program. And around the time that she was 15 is when Matthew started working in that program, and he started grooming her. And you guys can read the court documents. I read through them, and it's heart-wrenching to read through. There's something definitely very wrong with that guy. But he started grooming her, exploiting her, passing her around to all of her buddies, basically the highest bidder. Got her pregnant. He and his wife were expecting their 3rd child. And on February 1st, Matthew Farwell left the hospital where his wife was being induced to give birth to their third child, traveled to Sandra's apartment in Canton, Massachusetts. She was pregnant with his baby, and he killed her, made it look like a self-unaliving. He didn't want her in his life anymore. He did not want her to have his baby. And it was only this past August that he was indicted, picked up by the FBI in Revere, Massachusetts. And he's been incarcerated ever since. He had an upcoming court date for February 4th, which would have been the 4-year anniversary of when they found Sandra deceased in her apartment, but it has recently been rescheduled for February 10th. Now I'm going to be back in Canton, Massachusetts. No, excuse me. No, I'm not going to be in Canton, Massachusetts. It's in Brookline, Massachusetts on February 7th for Just On Route. This is Just On's sister, Jen Root, showing her support. Just On was killed by the police in Brookline, Massachusetts while experiencing a mental health crisis on February 7th, 2020. 2020. Hello, hi all. Thank you for joining. We're here live in Canton, Massachusetts at the Standout for Sandra and baby Birchmore, who were killed 4 years ago today by former Stoughton police officer Matthew Farwell. The Karen Reed trial, that's been postponed. It looks like they're gonna be starting up that trial again in April, I believe. But they're continuing to do hearings in the meantime. Later on, I'll be uploading the footage I have of Chris Albert coming by to harass us. Unfortunately, I was not live at the time, but I did get it recorded on my cell phone. Chris Albert's a piece of shit. For any of you who don't know, it's the brother of Brian Albert. Brian Albert is the Boston police officer who lived in Canton, Massachusetts, whose front lawn they found John O'Keefe's body on. Who was the cop who accused Karen of unaliving her boyfriend? That was all of them, I think. My gosh. Brian Albert, John Proctor, Fanning. No, that trial has not started yet. Right now they have hearings. Matthew Farwell keeps waiving everything, but he has a hearing coming up on February 10th. February 10th, Matthew Farwell has another hearing. But this has been years in the making because it was ruled a self-unaliving from the day this happened, from when they found her, February 4th, 2020, February 4th, 2021. Excuse me. It was a self-unaliving, and they still haven't officially changed the death certificate yet. They indicted Matthew Farwell August of this year, of 2024. Picked up in Revere, Massachusetts. One of the happiest days of my life. I remember getting in the car and crying. A lot of support out here in Canton. Lots of support.
Which way the police have gone down, boys?
Justice for Sandra, justice for baby Birchmore. Oh gosh, and it's freezing. It's like somewhere in the 20s. It's about 20 degrees. I like that sign though. How many more Sandras are there? How many more victims in the Police Explorers program? This is for Sandra and baby Birchmore. We're here live in Canton, Massachusetts, outside of the police headquarters. If you guys are not familiar with the Sandra Birchmore case, there is a Facebook page about it. Former Stoughton police officer Matthew Farwell was indicted in August 2024. I'm just going to reposition my camera. This looks like someone's set up right in front of me. Okay, there we go. The frozen stuff keeps getting frozen to my the bottom of my pants, making it hard to walk. What are we trying to accomplish here? We're trying to raise awareness. We're trying to get more victims to come forward. And we are trying to get an independent investigator in to investigate the police departments because they keep being allowed to investigate themselves and then they give themselves a pass. It's for Sandra and baby Birchmore, who were killed 4 years ago today. All right, everybody. My hands are pretty frozen. Thank you so much for joining the live. Please catch any videos I post later about this. Again, I will be posting the footage of Chris Albert harassing us when we first arrived. So keep an eye out for that. If you haven't already subscribed to my YouTube channel, check out Voices for Justice with Danielle. All right, thank you. See you later.